Welcome to the 80-hour work week. You will need your resume, you will need your cover letter. Let's get you 3 jobs in the next 7 days. First of all, the resume is there for your contact details so that the potential employer can contact you once you've given them the application. Simple. You also want to write down your experience. Just research a little bit about how resume is supposed to look like. You do not need any past education on there. No one gives a rat's about your education. It doesn't solve squat. On the cover letter, you're going to tell them that you are a hard worker, fast learner, and that you have a great attitude, and hopefully all of those things are true. Why do we need a resume and a cover letter in the first place? It's simply so that they have a little tiny bit of information about you, and it's the paper selling them, not you trying to sell yourself. Very simple. Once you've got your resume and your cover letter, what's next? Well, first of all, we got to completely and utterly eliminate the thought in your brain of applying online. You want to waste time? Apply online. You want to actually get 3 jobs within 7 days? Listen to the advice in this video because that's going to actually work. You've got a physical copy, maybe 2 or 3 physical copies of the resume and the cover letter, and you're going to go out and apply for 100 jobs in your local area every single day for the next 7 days. Every single day. If you do less than 100, I can't guarantee that you're going to have 3 jobs by the end of this week. You will eventually get 3 jobs, but not by the end of this week. You need to do 100 every single day. Cannot stress this enough. You have to do that. And it's simply doing 10 every single hour. That's 1 every 6 minutes for 10 hours straight. You're gonna do the 80-hour work week, right? Well, this is the 80-hour work week. Do 100 on Monday, 100 Tuesday, 100 Wednesday, and so on, and you will succeed. So, moving forward, where are these jobs? We want them as close to your house as possible because then you don't need a car. If you are in need of a job fast or 2 or 3 jobs fast, that means that you haven't had jobs for a while and you are willing to take anything, which means that you probably don't have a lot of money. Do not have a car during this time frame. So that's why we want jobs that are very close by or close by to each other at least. And preferably, if you don't have a car and it's too far with walking distance, then you have them extremely close to public transport that is close to your house. And if you don't have anything in the vicinity of your house, then bro, you might have to move because there's no opportunities where you live. Now let's go through the details of how it would look like during that day. You arrive at a location. There's 2 different people that might be there that you're going to talk to that work on the premises. It's going to be the employee or the manager. Who do we want to talk to? We always want to talk to a decision maker because they're the ones that are going to decide whether we become hired or not. The employee will have some form of, well, he seems like a nice guy type of veto power, okay? But they're not gonna really matter that much. However, you wanna give a good first impression to anyone that you potentially are going to work with, so make sure that you have a smile on your face continuously throughout the entire day. No exception to the rule. You go up to, and let's now first talk about the employee, and you say, hey, is the manager here? The employee is probably gonna say something like, the manager's not here, or the manager is busy, what can I do for you? And at that moment in time, you say, no problem, I'll come back another time. Thank you so much for your help. You smile, you leave again. The reason why you do not want to give your application directly to an employee for the employee to give to the manager is because half of the time, the message never arrives. And that's a problem because the manager might be actually looking and praying at night for someone to come into his vicinity that will take over for the worst employee that he's got that he can't fire yet. And here you are trying to give your application to an employee that doesn't give a rat's ass. Okay, so don't do that. Say, I'll be back later. And then you go to the next place. You go to the next place and you continue doing that for the entire day. But if the manager is there, what happens? He walks towards you. You continuously have a smile on your face and you say, hi, I would like to work here. And then they say, most probably, and if they don't say it, the employee has already said it to you, they're going to say 80% of the time you need to apply online. Have you heard that one before? If you've applied for local places, it's going to happen to you all of the time. What do you do in that circumstance? Now, think about it from a manager's perspective. He doesn't want to talk to anyone. It's very busy in the restaurant right now. He's got tons of other problems. You're a stranger. How does he know that he can trust you? You're just one of the 500 other people that are applying through online in order for them to get a job there. He doesn't care about you at this point in time because you haven't differentiated yourself enough yet. This is your moment to shine. Listen up. He says, apply online. What do you say? You say, sure, I can do that. Can a manager resist if you say, I'm going to sit over there and apply online like you want me to? And then after that, is it possible to get an interview? Because I'm going to be your best employee. You're going to melt the freaking manager's heart at that moment in time. They'll chuckle a little bit and they're like, okay, fine, no problem. Just do the application. And then they're going to come back in probably 5 to 10 minutes and then they're going to sit down with you and have an interview. This is how it works. You want to follow the system. You don't want to surrender to apply online and then you put your tail between your legs and you leave the premises. Keep going because they need you and they don't want to go through the paperwork. Now, if you do this consistently for a long period of time, every single day, you will have 700 applications given out and you will get interviews from it. Me personally, I think you're going to have 10 plus interviews from this process if you do that, if not a lot more. No matter if it's a recession or no matter what the situation is out there. Just do this process and it will work. Now, let me give you another tidbit of information on this one. You want to make sure no matter the outcome of whatever happens, whether you get an interview or not, don't matter. The manager's there. You ask the manager at the end of it all, is it possible for me to get 10 copies of this resume? They will say yes. You might be able to be allowed into the back as if you've already been hired. This is a mental game of subconscious stuff, okay? Where they already feel that you're a part of the team, even though you're just going in the back in order for you to get copies for you to apply at other jobs. This does 3 things. 1 is it makes the manager feel you're already part of the team. 2, it makes it so that you seem ambitious because you're going to keep giving this out to multiple places. Oh, shoot. And 3, it gives the manager FOMO because right now there might be someone else that might hire you. And if he doesn't hire you, then he has to go back to the paperwork. Again, no one wants to do paperwork. So you want to make sure you always, no matter what, even if you don't need it, ask for copies so that you can apply for more jobs. In this way, you'll also save your ink. The next thing is understanding that 95% of sales happen through the follow-up. And what you're doing right now applying for jobs is sales. And you want to make sure that you get as fast out of it as possible so that you don't have to continuously be working for free long-term, continuously applying for jobs without getting a job. But you want to follow up with every single place where you haven't spoken to the manager, or you want to follow up with every single manager who was somewhat positive to actually hiring you until you get the interview. And once you do get the interview, you want to also follow up within 48 to 72 hours so that they don't forget about you. And you want to do it in a little bit different angle every time, not show up every time and stand awkwardly in the corners like, do you guys still have a job for me? Like, sit there and do your homework. Sit there and buy lunch. Sit there and just do something. Bring a friend one time. Whatever. It don't matter. You want to follow up with the places that you really, really want to get a job at. And where people are positive, that's basically the place that have the most potential. Lastly, you're going to get interviews, and those interviews are going to lead to jobs or job offers, and they're going to eventually ask you about your availability. You want to accept all jobs, and you say yes to everything up until you now have a luxury problem of having too many offers And this is where you need to play your cards right with people skills and keeping doors open. If you need help with this, make sure you DM me on Instagram at Joseph.ONTRACC. We'll figure something out. Maybe I can help you. And also, if you struggle with your resume or cover letter, bro, also contact me. There's no reason why you should be struggling and being stuck on that part because you're not tech oriented. Let's help you out and get those 3 jobs and get you started. We want to get you towards financial freedom. Like, this is the first step. If you don't have jobs, you're never going to get your financial freedom. It's the first prerequisite. Although it's like seems like it's completely the opposite direction, trust me, it's not, because it's all part of developing a massive work ethic and developing an amazing attitude so that you can succeed in life and with your career. I'm excited for you, man. This system works. You just need to apply it. Let's get started today. I'll see you in the next one.